This is my May haul. Welcome to everyone watching today. Thank you so very much for joining me. Today I have a haul for you for the month of May. This is going to include some things that I picked up while I was in London, which is why this video didn't come last weekend. I had just gotten home and I just didn't really feel like filming. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take the weekend off and I don't think anybody will mind. So I have my London bits that I picked up, which isn't a whole lot, and then some things that I placed orders for or that I received as a gift or in PR. So I'll start with those things because those have been in for the longest time. They just didn't come in time for my previous haul. And all of these things actually are already going in my May review. So if you saw my Shop My Stash that went live on Tuesday, I will have already shown you these. So first things first, I received this in PR for Monolith. This is the Unearthly Woeful Whimsy, and this took some time for it to be listed on Monolith. And since I made a bit of a mistake posting this on my community tab before it was actually released, I didn't know about that. I thought it was. So I'm now talking about it now that it is on the Monolith website. This was finally launched on Monolith in April for their, I think it was April 26th that they had their new drop. This isn't necessarily going to be a palette that is very much for me. If I hadn't received this in PR, I know I wouldn't have picked this up. Very, very honest with you here. But it's got some beautiful shades in. I mean, these like grayish holographic shades, I gave them a swatch and they definitely seem to be something different that I haven't tried before. So we'll see how it pairs. I think you can do something neutral because there are some browns in here as well. And then you just have some pops of pastel. There is one matte white and a matte black. And then you do get two whites that are those like transforming shades that have a bit of a shift. So I think there is a lot more possible with this palette than you might think of at first glance. But it's really those two shimmers that really speak to me. So we'll see how that goes. And then also gifted to me, but this time by Esther. I think she had some doubles again and she was like, shall I send them over to you now? The Midsommar and the Sireneuse Nocturne from Viseart. I don't know how she does it. She gets these things like double or whatever, and this is the Midsommar. This is a palette I had in the past, but it was an 8-pan. And when I was taking pictures, like right after I was done taking pictures, I gouged it with my nail, which is why there is a dent in. That's not how it came to me. I did that. I'm very sad about it. But yeah, that is a lovely palette, and it looked really beautiful. And then we have the Sireneuse Nocturne that I hadn't really clocked as something I might like, but Esther was like, I think this is my new favorite Viseart palette, and I think you may like it as well. The two greens look gorgeous in here. But I really also, like these minky tones in the middle, those have my names written all over as well. We all know I love me a Viseart palette. It's one of my favorite formulas. I think I have almost every single palette now that they currently sell. I think I do. And then these two palettes are both available on Monolith. One of them I got through Monolith, and the other one I did buy from the brand, but the brand is now on Monolith. Just to be fully transparent here, I am affiliated with Monolith, and I do have a code with them, but both of them I paid for with my own money, for full transparency here. I don't get sent everything, and when Dieverune Cosmetics comes out with the Silver and Cold, and it drops on Monolith early, you know I'm going to get it first opportunity I get, right? Right? And this is going to be in my Shop My Stash for May as well. This is the Silver and Cold and what it looks like. It looks really beautiful. It's not as neutral as I thought it was going to be. It definitely has neutrals in it, but it's sort of like very muted, colorful shades, which it sounds like something that I might really like. And we get a full row of shimmers here, and then both of these are shimmers. And then everything else is a very desaturated, almost gray-leaning, colorful shade. I think it's beautiful. And then I really wanted to try Titanium Foxes. This is a French makeup brand that is now, since 26th of April, is also being stocked on Monolith, which makes me really happy. I got this from the official Titanium Foxes website. It took about a week to get here. It was $8.95 in shipping, so it was pretty quick and easy. Nothing broke, and this is what the palette looks like. I have been waiting to try this brand to find something that I might really enjoy, because a lot of their color stories are a nice mix of cooler tones, neutrals, and warmer tones. So in this one, I was like, not sure I like that orangey tone, but the mattes that it's surrounded by are things I like. So I felt like this is going to be pretty good in terms of what I like. And then these like purpley, gray leaning shades that are up there are really having my heart. And then we just have some goldy greens down here. I think it looks really pretty. I can't wait to try this brand. This is a brand that's been on my wish list for some time. And I'm glad I waited to find a color story that really has my heart. And then everything else I have to show you is what I picked up in London. As I said, it's not a lot because I couldn't really find too many things that I liked. In fact, I want to do a tea time chat about this because I was walking around Superdrug, like just browsing the different brands that are there. And what really stood out to me is that every brand looked the same. Like whether I was standing in front of Maybelline or I was standing in front of the e.l.f. console, wherever I went, it all felt similar. And every brand was selling similar things. So I was like, no wonder that, like, I just feel a little bored with all the makeup, right? So let me start with the drugstore first. Because I got some good things. I got some Orly nail polishes. I actually want to get back into, like, polishing my nails. I've been meaning to for like the past 2 years, and every single time I do my nails, they become so weak that I can't polish them again for the next 3 months. And I thought it was like going really well. They are a little bit stronger now, but I've had to rehab them like majorly ever since I polished my nails for Christmas. It's been crazy. So that's why I got this. The Breathable Calcium Boost. This is a nail strengthener that is designed for brittle nails. It's not as if they're dry or thin. It's just, they don't even rip. It's, I don't know, I can't even describe it, but they're very, very weak, and the minute I polish them, it doesn't work. And one of the things I love from Orly is their Bonder base coat, and mine actually broke. Like the last time I did my nails, the cap came away from the brush and it's no longer attached. So I needed to pick up a new one of that. I'm not sure, like I've only ever seen Orly online here in the Netherlands and never like for real in a store. So I don't know if I can get it. I need to go close the door because it's raining. It like hasn't rained properly for like over a month. And finally this weekend we're getting rain. I haven't been this excited for it to rain in a while. My hay fever was going through the roof while I was in London, so it's why I'm not wearing any makeup today, because I felt like I really still needed to recover. I was like, I don't want to go through all that. I just want to chill. And then I got some makeup-y bits. This Scandal'Eyes eyeliner was a recommendation from Lorraine, so I decided to pick it up. It's in the shade Taupe. Looks really pretty. I'm not much of an eyeliner girly, but I'm gonna have to put this into a look sometime this month, I'm sure. This Camo liquid bronzer and contour from e.l.f. It all of a sudden intrigued me. This wasn't on my wish list, but they have a shade called Fair. And this shade actually reminds me a lot of the Catrice one that I like so much in the liquid form, the Melted Sun, but I think that's going to be pretty difficult to find for a lot of people. I think e.l.f. is a little bit more accessible, and I do like the Camo like liquid line that they've been doing, so I wanted to test this out. And then this I thought was really intriguing. Let me see, can I open it for you? I can. See, these products are so new, they're still in their plastic, but it's by Barry M. And this is the Plot Twist 4 eyeshadow like stack in the shade Cookie. And it just kind of opens like this, and then it twists open like that. It's like one of those bento boxes, but I like the packaging a bit better. And this is like a really cute neutral palette. And then when you wrap it all up, I mean, it's pretty compact. So this is pretty good for travel as well. So I wanted to give that a try. It wasn't that expensive. And I don't think I've tried Barry M eyeshadow like ever. Save for like when they had the little like loose shadows. Who remembers those? The little Barry M loose eyeshadows? Those were good. Those were good. And then I got one of the Morphe face palettes. You know, the Patrick Ta dupes. These were expensive though. This was £19 for a little trio. This is in Honeymoon Suite. And it says Cool Mauve. It didn't look that cool toned. I didn't swatch it at all, but this was the one that intrigued me the most. And I believe this is one of the new shades because they already did a couple and now they did a shade extension. So this is something that looked intriguing to me. There is, let me see, a satin cream, a luminous balm, and a velvet powder. So a little cheek trio to try out. And then this brand has been intriguing me as well. This is Troublemaker. They are very affordable. This was only £6 for a 12 pen eyeshadow palette. And you know that if they do like what seems to be a good cool tone palette that I want to try it. This still has its sticker on as well. It's the Soundcheck eyeshadow palette. I don't know anything about this brand other than that it was all of a sudden in Superdrug. And it seems very young. So I'm not sure if I like this. Like the packaging screams 10 years old, like for most of their packaging. And this, it's very, very flimsy packaging as well. But hey, for £6, we can't complain. And who knows, maybe this is good eyeshadow. And then everything else I got is high-end stuff. I didn't get too many things because I don't want to overwhelm myself again. And I actually, when I filmed my Shop My Stash by before I sat down to film this video, I was like, oh, I'm actually doing really good. I've actually used most of the things that I thought I still had to review. So we're doing okay. I got the new highlighter from Hourglass. This is Unreal. This is their liquid highlighter. Can I open this? Ooh, I'm dropping things. Here is what the Hourglass highlighter looks like. It looks really, really pretty. Let me see. Is it Unreal? Is that the shade? Evoke is the shade. It's the lightest one that they do. It's this very ethereal, whimsical sort of looking thing. And I have been on the hunt for a new like liquid or cream highlighter ever since my Glossier Halo Scope expired and it's no longer being stocked. So this way I hope I have something new to try. So that's going to be lovely, I hope. And I got that from Selfridges. And then I also found a Westman Atelier counter. This brand is all of a sudden everywhere in London. When I went in November, I couldn't find that much Westman Atelier anywhere. And all of a sudden they're there. So I got one of their blushes. Can I open this? I can. This is in the shade Garçon, which they call a mauve. Again, seems to be a pretty warm tone mauve, but I did have this, like, all of these products were applied to my face, so I know what they are going to look like. And I like the look of both of these. And then I got the contour in Biscuit, which I thought when I first saw this in store that it might actually be too dark for me, but it is actually a really good shade. And now that I know how to use these products, I felt a little bit more confident, like, buying these super expensive cream products. And then I went into Liberty's, and Liberty's had a complete display in their little corner of Violette FR, which is the French brand. I had a look at this brand ages ago when I found them, I think it was in Paris, at a shop called Oh My Cream. And I was like, I'm not entirely sure about this brand. I wasn't sure what colors to pick. And I think the makeup artist just didn't really have that much to do that day because she was very lovely and she helped me greatly and she did a full face of makeup on me. And so I got one of the Bisou Bombs. This is in the shade Bonbon Myrtille. So it's this one. It's like a berry, but these are very sheer. And this is the one that I like best on me. She said this way you have a little bit more contrast in your features with this one. Like there was another shade I liked, but I can't buy all the shades because this is, again, not a very cheap brand. Westman Atelier and also Violette FR have been brands that have been on my wish list for some time. I just couldn't figure out what products to buy. And then they had just launched the Plume eyeshadow, and I got one in Bois Brûlé, which is this really beautiful, almost, well, I don't want to call it smoky. It's a matte, it's this like cream to powder formula. I can't really explain it, but it's this really beautiful like plummy shade. This like cooler toned smoky plum. Really, really beautiful. This by itself, it's going to look stunning. Really quick and easy. That's what the brand is known for. And I just really find myself going for that vibe as well, especially on days where I don't want to do too much makeup. Doing something very quick and easy is very much high on the agenda for me. And then finally, I bought something that was on my wish list. This is the MAC Studio Radiance Foundation in shade N11. I was shade matched again, now with proper daylight, because I went in the wintertime to a MAC counter here in the Netherlands, and it was like the end of the day. There wasn't really good lighting anymore. And I felt that N11 looked a little bit too yellow, and I wasn't sure. I was wearing a turtleneck that day as well, so I couldn't really see how it blended into my neck, so I decided to hold off on it. And I walked past the MAC store in Carnaby Street, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna have it match now, and it's a perfect match. This foundation does oxidize, so you probably need a lighter shade than you might think. So N11, if anybody has ever wondered what shade I am in MAC, we now know it's N11. So that is the final bit I bought. I had a great time when I was in London. I vlogged it for you. I don't think the vlog is all that interesting because I did a lot of things that I normally do, and yeah, I even forgot to film half the time. So I'm not sure how interesting that vlog is, but you can go over to my other channel if you want to see me vlog my London trip, because that should already be up by now. And I really want to thank you for being here today, and then I hope to see you again in a new video soon. I make 4 videos a week on this channel, once a week on my other channel. That's called Floating in Books, and the link to that can be found in the description box down below. And yes, we need to address something. I've got a new couch. I don't have a new couch. I bought new covers for my old couch. So I was a bit tired of the gray, and I'm currently in the midst of changing my living room around. And this blue velvet is everything to me. It's IKEA. I have an IKEA couch, and you can just buy new covers for it, which I love. The only problem is that they didn't send me the right covers for the armrests. So I need to return those, and then they're going to send me new ones. And since it's all custom made for this couch, like this fabric isn't like for sale regularly off the shelf. They make it custom order, so I need to wait 6 weeks for the new armrests to get here. Yay. But yeah, new couch, even though it's my old couch. I love it. So thanks for being here, and I hope to see you again really, really soon. Bye-bye.